Hey. We are broadcasting live from Western Australia. It's just ticked over midnight here. Just having a nice hot cup of tea. And we have got Diane Phillips all the way from Canada, Western Canada. And it's a good afternoon for you over there, Diane, Irene. How are you, Irene, today? It's just clicked over midnight here in Western Australia. I've just got back from a bit of a dumpster dive. Not much to talk about, but yeah, the wind has only just died down when I get home. Otherwise, it's been blowing a gale over here. How are things with you over there? It's 11 a.m. here, Irene says, and 10 a.m. here. It's bitter cold, have to go out. Minus 40 with wind chill. Dang! Man, that just reminds me of home. Minus 40. Wow. But you know what I like about the cold? You know why I like it so much? I like trying to beat the elements, getting rugged up. Brutal cold, yeah. Yeah, with that biting wind, Hey, grab it. How are you, brother? Nice to see you on the chat. Just replied to your message. Irene says it's in the 30s here. Is that Fahrenheit? 30s Fahrenheit, which would make it pretty cold. It's dry cold, but as long as you're dressed warm and you got a good vehicle, I'd be okay. Absolutely. Yep, a good vehicle, something that starts, Something that starts. Yeah, I just like being able to rug up against the elements and trying to fight the elements with the cold, but you can't fight the elements with the heat, man. Well, you can, but it's way tougher. I'm just not built for the heat. I'm built for the cold. That was an awesome score, Big B. Oh, yeah, man, that was, yeah, and yours was an awesome score too, bro. All of those drinks. Mate, you'll be on the edge of your seat for the next 6 months. Wow, those energy drinks. That's like, for me, that's like a dream haul when it comes to food, finding all like soft fizzy drinks and sodas and stuff like that. I have come across a couple of boxes, but I mean, like a massive haul. I just seen one of who was it? Fortune Finders found the same stuff too. Fortune Finders found the same stuff, and then they just posted up another video today, or just before, and they found a whole like stack of Mountain Dew and some other drinks. Yes. So did you find out whether it was like a recall or something, or it's GTG? It's good to go. Excuse me while I just have my massive cup of tea. Yeah, I saw that one from Fortune Finders. Buckeye Divers. Hi, Buckeye. How are you this morning for you? Good morning to you. And how are you this morning? I hope you're rested well and ready for the day, rearing to go. How's Buckeye Baby? I hope Buckeye Baby is well. Grabber Fast says, no recall, I guess a GNC just isn't going to carry it anymore. I guess so. Well, you think because they're not going to carry it, get rid of it, make some profit. Doing well. How are you? Asks Buckeye. I'm doing very well. Just coming from doing a dumpster dive. It was so windy and cold out there. It was pretty unpleasant. And that's saying that during the summertime here. Buckeye Diver, that Buckeye Baby is doing better with her medication. That's great news. that's great news. That's so glad to hear. And nothing like hearing good news, first thing in the morning, knowing that our babies are well and being taken care of. Diane says, well, that's a big score for you. Yeah, Gravity's right, it is. Yeah, that was a cool. Oh, got to go? No worries, Buckeye. So appreciate you uh, popping in and saying hi. Family things to take care of, no doubt. Get ready for your day. So yesterday's live, I was talking about doing some fundraising for the fires. I've given it some thought and talked to a few people about it. Been getting a lot of encouragement and positive feedback about like going ahead with it. I still need to do a little bit more research, etc., etc. So yeah, even spoke to my friend's boss who owns a barber's at the local shop that we at the local mall that we shop at, and he's more than happy to do it for free if we give him a little bit of a plug on the YouTube channel, which I will do like freely without even if he said no. So I hope everyone is well this morning. I'll tell you, like a moment ago, it was blowing a gale, like unreal. Okay, Houston, we have some technical difficulties here, Houston. So frustrating. Hey, Debbie, how are you? How are you this morning, Debbie? Good to see you on board, as always. I tell you, it was funny as Debbie, like we were at every live, like and Debbie goes, oh, so it seems like we're spending the day together. Pretty much, you were at every live at the same time. I think it started off with hair, and then we went to Scrap Dog, I think it might have been, or the Treasure Hustlers, or yeah, that was more than just coincidental. So I hope you're well. I just got back from a dive. Went to a one of my favorite stores, which is called Spotlight. It's like a fabric. I know people are going to start talking. You reckon? Yeah, this transatlantic cyber relationship we're going where that's happening. Yeah, so went to the Spotlight store, and it was like jam packed with packaging and stuff like that. But I could see down on the bottom there was some stuff. But I tell you, like it was just like blowing a gale, and for some reason people were traveling like back and forward, all the time. So it made it really hard. Manuela Capes, all the way from Berlin, Germany. Hello, Manuela. Hope you're well over there. It must be the afternoon over there for you. Tuesday afternoon. Bingo. I am listening. I'm just getting ready to go out in this deep freeze. No worries. Yeah, I mean, preparation, pardon me, is the key, Diane. I'm just letting you know that Manuela just came on board. He just said hello. Ready to go out into this deep freeze. Wow. That's crazy, man. But I bet, but no better place than to get that sort of clothing that deals with that kind of weather than like right where you're living. I have a lot of people that travel from Australia to New Zealand and they pack warm clothes from Australia to take to New Zealand. I say, forget about that. Those clothes are not going to help you stay warm over there. You know, your surfy hoodies will not make the grade. I says, go over to New Zealand and buy New Zealand clothes for New Zealand weather. It makes sense, right? So if it's 5:15 for you over there in the afternoon, Manuela. Oh, Rosalie, how are you, Rosalie? Now, did I leave a message, a comment on your video? Because if I haven't, I do apologize. I hope I did. I've just been like trying to catch up with all of the comments and touch base on videos to watch later. And I know definitely a couple of them were yours, Rosalie. But if I haven't left a comment, don't worry, I will. Oh, you don't know? You didn't see any? Okay, you leave that up to me. I will take care of that. Take care of that. I'm just having a big ass mug of cup of tea right here, guys. Yeah, so I think we were talking about before the live was like rudely cut off by me because I've had so much like technical difficulties with my app. I keep using that as an excuse, and that's what I'm sticking to. But Manuelo, we were talking a little bit about abiding by the laws of Germany about dumpster diving, and I think I was getting a little bit frisky there. So I'm so like really glad that you're here because I really wanted to apologize if it seemed that I was getting a little bit heated because I'm just so passionate about how people fall into in general, speaking generally, into a sense of conformity because I try and battle that stuff all the time. I promised a friend who had to use the food bank to take him. You can't cancel or you lose your privilege. Otherwise, I wouldn't go out. Right. Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, and they're pretty stringent. Like even over here, they're pretty stringent um, about the food banks as well. And it's by appointment only, and you can only be a certain card holder to use it. It's not a free for all, unfortunately, which is why I so want to set up a food pantry outside my house for the local people. So I touched base with a friend also tonight before I went dumpster diving who builds, and he really needs it, so I help him out. Good on you, Diane. Yeah, bless you for accepting his hand, for reaching out. Debbie says that would be awesome. Yeah. I every winter my garden grows really well, and I always grow excess because when I have extra, I put it out the front of my house and I offer it free to the neighborhood, and it always goes. Fresh vegetables always go. I put it out there in the morning, and it's gone by mid-morning, and I will go and harvest again for the afternoon, and it's gone in a couple of hours. So I'm just glad it's being utilized. I know it's no one, being nasty or tricky or just taking it, because they can, and using it as ammunition to throw somewhere. You know, it's not kids stealing it, the actual adults rolling up. And I had a friend who would bring meat down from the southwest, you know, frozen bits of lamb. So I would put them in my fridge, and then I would leave a sign. Um, I would leave a sign saying, if you want meat, just come and knock on my door. And they would wipe my freezer out, you know, in a couple of days. Nice Big B, I want to do a plant a garden this year because of the fresh veggies. Absolutely, it's, you know, I use like, you know, like my growing plants and vegetables of how things, the balance in my life is happening. When my plants flourish, I'm flourishing because I'm paying that attention to something, you know, that's a part of my life. Diane, I got to go. See you another day. Wish me luck. Brr, cold. Oh, and be safe out there, please, Diane. You know, just, you know, get to your friend quickly, and get it over and done with as quickly as possible, and stay warm and stay healthy. And I'll see you again tomorrow or later on in your evening. Yay! Be fast. Yeah, be fast but smart. Be fast but smart. Diane's heading off, guys. She's saying bye. She's heading off into negative 30 degrees weather with a biting wind. Wish her the best of luck, please. Send her some love hearts, and send her some prayers that she reaches her destination safely. Thank you, Irene. You know, it's when you go out there to help someone, and you do it without any kind of reward or anything in return, it speaks volumes about a person. I would like to learn how to can. Oh yeah, can. I'm getting so much food from diving that I don't want it to ruin. Debbie, if you're talking about, look, okay, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, Irene. Debbie, the fundamental preserving ingredients is vinegar, water, and sugar. Vinegar, water, and sugar. And that's for fruit and for vegetables. Yep. And keep an eye out for jars with that have some kind of wax or rubber, best wax seal in the lids, because what happens is when you put the hot stewed fruit in the jar, the heat expands the wax inside the lid and it seals it real tight, and you want a nice tight seal. So look for jars that have a wax lid, unless you have, of course, the old AG jars with the lid and then the screw top on them, the old jars. But I don't know anything about like canning, like putting them in cans. I only know about jars. But yeah, vegetables is vinegar, sugar and water, and fruit is just sugar and water. And fruit, they don't have to be firm. Yeah, just jars, any kind of jar. Um, the jars that you have your pasta sauce in, you can use those. They just need to be sterilized. You sterilize them in boiling water for 10 minutes, or you put them in the oven and let them heat through for about 15 minutes at about 200 degrees for about 15 minutes. They're just just the heat to sterilize them. And then you let your fruit or your vegetable stew. So you can have hot vegetable stew, which basically makes a pickle or a like a chow chow. I don't know what else you would call it. Like a curry based uh, um, pickle or a relish. A relish. Just make sure that your vegetables are cleaned thoroughly. That you break them down, not too much, because the boiling process is going to help break them down. You want them sort of like al dente, I guess. So you want them like soft on the outside, but still a little firm on the ins, still a little give on the inside is best. But even if they go mushy, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and that applies to fruit as well. It applies to fruit. Some you can just freeze. I froze. I scored like 10 pineapples in one of my hauls. I just cut all of the skin off, cut them up, diced them up, and then put them into Ziploc bags, and I literally sucked the air out of it using my lips, and then sealed it shut, put them in the freezer. I do the same with bananas as well. I diced them up and I just sucked the air out of the bags and chucked them in the freezer. So yeah, I mean that's a really good point. You know, what's the point of getting so much food and being unable to donate it or give it to someone in the community? That how do we keep it for ourselves? So I've watched a couple of videos in basic canning, but so far haven't tried it. I'm not a prepper, but it never hurts to know a skill. Debbie? The first step to learning any skill is doing it. And even if you muck it up, it doesn't matter. At least you gave it a try. You know, it's not actually about being a prepper. It's about not letting the food go to waste that you spent your time and energy getting. So that's where you have to weigh up your options. Was it worth all their time and energy for it to go to waste anyway, when the whole point of it was to save it from waste? And then talk about it being waste. Yes, and I don't mean to be patronizing or condescending at all. I'm just trying to help you see it from a different perspective. That at one stage I never knew how to do it. I just tried it, and then the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Yeah. So yeah, action is the best course of action. Danny May's Adventures in the house. Hi, Danny May. Welcome. Hi, Big B. You and Moira are so dear. Moira? So many lost skills. Who will teach the young ones? YouTube. That's who. Thank you so much, Danny May. Yeah, I managed to go back and watch one of your videos, the last one you put up actually, with the chickens and the thrift shopping, and yeah, left a comment. Maori is the pronunciation, Danny. Yeah, Maori. Did I get her name right? The beautiful beast. Yeah, the beautiful beast. Yeah, that's the pronunciation of it. Is Maori baby, and here she is. Ta-da! Just finished work too, eh, Maori baby? So many lost skills. Who will teach the young ones? You know, Debbie, that's so true. And the more that we learn these things, the better off it'll be for everyone, because not only do we become students, we should also become teachers. And the ones we show these things, uh, so they can become teachers as well. But canning is so simple. It becomes easy. It becomes easier. So I really hope you do give it a try. Just start with preparing your vegetables, preparing your fruit. Just dice everything up. You don't even have to take the skins off. You don't even have to take the skins off if you don't want to. Just leave them on, if it's easier for you. But yeah, and then just chuck them in a pot and let it boil, and then just leave it. Leave it for at least an hour. Maori, good. Sorry I had to go. My daughter had a doctor's appointment and was updating me. How are you, beautiful? Oh, well, I'm absolutely doing great. Thank you, sweetheart. No, I bet you're talking to Maori, baby. Actually, Debbie, I've got a video there of preserving some nectarines. So the same principle applies if you want to go and check it out. And oh yeah, and I did a relish. So the same principle applies to vegetables. So I've got one there for fruit and one there for vegetables. Well, you too, Big B. How are you? I'm doing great, thank you, Danny. Yeah, I'm doing excellent. I just got in from doing a small dive. Just went around to some of the local dumpsters, and yeah, not much to look at. Sweetie, coffee or tea mug? Tea. It's a cup of tea. I used to drink it out of a beer jug because that was my habit. Yeah, check it out, Debbie. It's worth it. Yeah. And if you've seen any of my cooking programs, I try and make it as simple and break it down as easy as possible. So yeah. So if you watch it, there's no stress. A lot of people I watch just put so much effort into it. Fresh made from leaves. Not quite. Not quite. The dumpster tea bags. Yeah, I've found several boxes now. I haven't had tea in my house for ages, and I just like refrain from buying them, and because I just knew if I put the message out there to the universe would listen and provide, and it sure did, man. It rained. When it rained, it poured. So now I've got all these boxes of tea, which of course I'm happy to no end. I am a tea addict, and obviously I should have been a lot more specific and asked for my brand, but oh well. Oh yes, Danny, it is 12:32 a.m. over here in Western Australia. We have just ticked over into Wednesday morning. So I usually start work early hours in the morning, and then I finish like around lunchtime, and then I have a little bit of a kip, which is really hard to do because it's so hot here. But yeah, I manifested the wrong tea, but I manifested tea all the same. And you cannot be picky when you're picking. I'm just grateful and thankful, and I always give thanks for everything that I find. And me and Maori baby, we haven't done it recently, but we used to say a karakia before we go out for our dive, which is a prayer. Yeah, we cannot be picky. So Not only do I drink it, I caress it and embrace it. Yeah, we did, eh, Māori baby? So, Danny May, you know, I love how your lifestyle is set out. Yeah, I'm not a picky picker. Um, you know, with your chickens and your garden sitting there, that's beautiful. Do you preserve vegetables and fruit? You know, from your harvests? Yes, Debbie. Always be grateful. I'm always grateful for everything that I find. You know that I've and it's already predestined. You know, like where it's going to go. I would see something and I would go, hey man, that'll be great for such and such. And I go, wow, that'll be awesome for, or if I'm going to create something, I say, man, I'm going to do some photos on, I'm going to give that to. So that's how I always approach my dumpsters pretty much. You know, I wonder what I'll find in here for so and so. Yes, yes, and grateful for the people that you can meet. You know, obviously, you know, it's a the kind of job that or kind of activity that you fly solo or your partner up and you try and avoid other people. But hopefully, that if you do bump into someone, that you're prepared, you know, with kindness and a bit of humility. Danny says, "Thank you. I haven't had a garden there for a year, but yes, I would. Canned a lot of veggies and pickled vegetables." Yeah, I imagine so. There's more to learn about Mila. I'm just thankful I have my speech back. For sure. Absolutely. I mean, in saying that, okay, in saying that, there's plenty of people out there that can communicate without ever having had speech, never knowing the sound, the possibilities of what their voice sounds like. I'm living in an apartment on the fourth floor, no garden. What about in pots or something like that, Manuela? Can you grow something in your window ledge, like like a sweet potato that grows a vine like really long, and it'll fit in a pot like this, but it'll grow a vine. Just do you have indoor plants in your apartment? So yes, Danny, I can imagine how thankful you would be having once had it and then getting it back. Some places around here have rooftop gardens. Yeah, is there any rooftop gardens in your apartment complex, Manuela? Some places, like in Great Britain, where they have a lots where they walk to a communal lot and have their own have their own little garden lot away from their home. Teach me, I will try. Yeah, sweet as definitely. And it's so simple. The hardest part about gardening, and and Danny May, if let me know if this is true. Irene is saying, bye Big B, bye Irene. So glad that you made it here and had time to chat with us. Love you so much, and looking forward to seeing you again soon. Manuela, herbs are so nice to have in the window sills, kind of like what Big B was suggesting. Would be a great idea to teach the community. Yep, yep. Um, it is, yeah, it is a great idea. Danny, where are you from? And Danny is from Portland, Oregon. it would be a good thing to teach the community. But once we learn the basic skills ourselves, once we learn the basic skills ourselves, then it's easier to teach, in a small scale. They call it permaculture. Permaculture. Growing gardens in a small spaces, and using things like aquatics, like in apartment buildings. They use permaculture. Um, Check it out on YouTube. There's so much information about it. It is the way gardens are heading these days. It's the way gardens are heading these days, like miniature gardens, practically. Permaculture, it's called. And yeah, they use things like aquatics, like growing gardens on a fish tank. Manuela, yes, we also have community gardens, and a lot of schools have gardens. It's amazing. I think it should be a life skill that should be taught at every school, knowing how to grow a garden. Well, gotta love you and leave you, everyone. And Big B, early day tomorrow, doc appointment for Dad, and running around, etc., etc. Have a good morning, everyone, and a good afternoon. Okay then, Māori baby. Thanks for stopping by. Probably see you on your live in about 20 minutes. Nah, I'm only joking. Yeah, and give your my love to your family. Oh, Manuela is in Berlin, Germany. Danny, Manuela is a resident of Berlin, Germany. So we got Germany in the house, y'all. Europe. You love I love fresh peppermint tea. Imagine growing your own peppermint, making tea from it. Pretty much that's what it is. The leaves of the peppermint, and with other fresh herbs, just fresh herb tea. Not tonight. Got to be up early, otherwise I definitely jump on here. And we'll let the whānau know you said kia ora. Thank you, Māori baby. Oh, Māori baby, before you bounce, this weekend, probably not going to be around. I'm going up to my son's place up in Alkimos this weekend, so yeah, I won't be free on Sunday. Yeah, oh, yeah. At this stage, I won't be, but I'll let you know. I did, but then forget to give water. Yeah, I was just about to say my grandpa had a spearmint farm in Denver, Colorado, and we took a sprig of that and have it growing in 2 different places. It's tenacious, grows fast and makes great tea, just like mint. Mint is tenacious too. It just goes, man, and hard to stop. Yeah. Germany, wow. I am German too, Manuela, says Rosalie. Is that right? I didn't realise that, Rosalie. You're part German though, right? Is that right? Or, no, you are all German and you live in, are you in Arizona? No. Shucks. Yeah, herbs are a really good start, Manuela. Herbs are a really good start. Yeah, you told me, Rosalie, married to an American. I'm trying to remember where you said that you lived. North Carolina. North Carolina. But the hardest thing about gardening is remembering to water them, um, just caring for them, taking off all of the dead foliage, just feeding it occasionally, repotting, occasionally so it doesn't get root bound. But to see something grow, rule number one to gardens is watering. Daughter is calling, be right back. See you soon then, Danny. Yep, rule number one is watering, and it doesn't even have to be in direct sunlight either. Some plants require a bit more drainage, but you know, the semantics of gardening can be learnt as you go, because you just see how your plants flourish. Kia ora, Marcus, my son. My son Marcus is in the house, everybody. We got people from all over the world here, Marcus. Have you been out tonight, son? Oh, we got painting houses also. Morena Big B, how are you? I'm good, thank you, my bro. It's painting houses. It's just going on 1:45 in the morning here, Wednesday morning. I know you're well and truly into the morning right there, just before you head off to work. Am I right? Didn't even go bin diving tonight, trying to save it all for the weekend. You are the man. But, no, you might as well hit it like the next couple of nights where we're not going out till Sunday. We're not going out till Sunday, son. Don't want any of those treasures going tippy high there. Like Friday, they probably, I'd say they get close to emptying their bins on Friday. And they leave them empty for the weekend. Rosalie says, hi Marcus. Manuela, one side of the apartment has burning sun from morning till sundown. Then you acquire plants that like direct sunlight. And if you start from seed, direct sunlight is pretty good. Burning sun isn't a problem. It's just when they start sprouting up. That's when you start taking them away from the sill. Manuela says, hi Marcus. It's 5:45 over there in Hawke's Bay. Marcus says, hi Rosalie. Manuela says, I know. I might go hit Aldi up tomorrow night because they have a clear out there, new stock. They are always having clear outs, son. Check those black bags because sometimes they only have a little bit of clear out. I see Woolworths was just clearing out their shelves today, you know, and it's a pity they lock their bins because they throw out some bloody good shit, man. And Marcus says, hi Manuela. But yeah, Aldi's. Is Aldi's far from your place, Marcus? Because we're definitely going to be hitting that on Sunday morning. I have to do some recon, see what I already checked up online to see what time that they open, and they open up at 9 o'clock, so 7:30 is just going to be like right on the edge of them turning up, man. Places like Aldi, anyway. Walking distance from mine. Well, we won't be walking. Hopefully we'll be using the truck so we can carry all of that stuff. Well, what did you find real helpful? Aldi was founded by 2 German brothers after Second World War. Yeah. What's that, son? You know what I found real helpful. What is that? Southern Belle. Hi, Southern Belle. Hello, how are you? Google Earth. Oh, yep. Yep. Yeah, I use Google Earth. I don't use Google Earth anymore because there's some things Google Earth just do not see. Oh, Debbie, I've got to go. See y'all next time. Yep, I'll see you next time. And please, Debbie, if there's any sound advice I could give to you straight away is like just follow the instructions of the videos and just give it a go. Don't let that food go to waste if you can help it. If you can help it. Just start slicing and dicing, peeling and wheeling and dealing. See you, Debbie. Bye, Debbie, says Marcus. See you, Debbie, says Manuela. Thanks, I will. Let us know how you go. Let us know how you go. I'm going to do a live again in the morning, and hopefully I'll catch up with you then, and then we'll see how you go. If you've made any progress, I'll hold you accountable. Bye, Debbie, says Rosalie. Yes, that's actually a really helpful tip, actually, Marcus. Google Earth your stuff. Time for some ham and eggs and some fresh bread. Yummy, Manuela. That sounds bloody, actually delicious. Bye, everyone. Very nice people here. Thank you, Debbie. Marcus says, did you go for a dive tonight? I did, but a lot of the bins have been emptied. Today is rubbish day. They were jam-packed yesterday, but yeah, today they were all empty, and so a lot of the trash that I seen was trash. I'm not even going to upload a video because I didn't really even find anything. Found a little bit of food that I'm going to donate tomorrow. But yeah, Wednesday nights are usually pretty good. So I'm going to do this, take a leaflet out of your book, Marcus, and go out and hit Aldi's tomorrow night. And I usually don't because I work so early on Thursday mornings. But yeah, that's when they throw out on Wednesdays. And like every other Wednesday, not every Wednesday. So it's worth going to check it out. And plus going to the back of Spotlight is always cool too. Simple, use fresh ingredients and you'll get a yummy dish. Absolutely, absolutely. You get the best kind of dish using fresh vegetables. But you can still create a really yummy dish if it's not so fresh. Hence the dumpster diving food. I guess it comes down to the kind of love you put into it, the attention. See, like the kind of attention you put into your cooking, the same attention applies to your gardening. The same applies to your gardening. If you are able to sit there and watch your food bubble and boil and fry and cook and bake and rise, then you can do the same for your fresh vegetables, your herbs. You can pay the attention to water, to trim them, to repot them. Same attention, same love. Because I've seen I've had many a dish from people who use fresh vegetables and not had yummy dishes at all. Quite the opposite. Because they're too busy want to go and see what's on television. Anyway, I see you guys on Big B's next live. Bye. See you, Marcus. Hey, before you go, how did that bike go? Did it get charged up? Is it up and running? Marcus found a motorized, like a pocket rocket motorcycle in the dumpster. Still in the package. Nothing wrong with it, as far as he could tell. So hoping for some kind of update. And Marcus, me and Marcus will be going out, and he'll be coming with me to do a hopefully a live this weekend with Grab It. Yep, just got to fix one thing, then it's sweet. Wicked. Are you going to sell it? Or are you going to keep it? You're going to make some money out of it? Or are you just going to let it gather dust? Leave it for your sons. Crazy, some people call opening a can cooking. Oh, that's not crazy. It's rye. Hey, my bro, I need some advice on how to pickle onions. Ever done before? Ah, yes, I have. Yeah, I forgot a couple of parts in the bin, so I went back and got them tonight. Nice. and they were there, mean. Pickled onions, well, first of all, you need pickling onions, which are the really small ones, painting houses. The large ones do not work because you'll just end up with raw onion pretty much. So you need pickling onions first, and then it's the fundament for all pickling painting houses is water, sugar, and vinegar. Water, sugar, and vinegar, and you mix them to your taste. So if you like a more tarty taste, was a part the size of a 50-cent piece. Searched in the bin for ages and guess where it was. Don't tell me it was in the backseat of your car. Sorry, she's having a slight reaction to her new medication. Oh, sweet. I hope she's okay, Danny. Hope she's okay. A slight reaction. I mean, that sounds promising. Yeah, where was it, Marcus? It was outside of the dumpster, right? Just right on the ground. Nah, on the outside of the bin on the ground. Oh, yeah. Typical. But at least it got found. That's the main thing. So yeah. Okay. Trying to write this down. Yep. So it's basically a if you want a sweet pickled onion, you would add more sugar. So if you have a kilo, let's just say you're starting with a kilo of pickling onions, then you'll need at least 500 grams of sugar, right? Just to start off with. Then you need something like close to, actually more than two kilograms, more than a kilogram. If you're going like got quite a lot, but now there's quite a lot of onions per pickled onions, a kilogram. Say 2 kilograms of pickling onions, 500 grams of sugar, which is close to 3 cups of sugar, 2 liters of vinegar, and then you top the rest up with water until it covers the onions, and then you'll just let them boil really fast up to heat for the first 35 to 45 minutes, and then you'll bring that temperature right down. So, and then after that it comes down to your own personal taste. Keep tasting the water. If it's too tart for you, too vinegary, add more sugar and water. If it's not sweet enough, keep adding vinegar if it's too sweet. I like using a malt vinegar. I like using a malt vinegar because it cooks off a lot better, and it breaks down the protein in your onion. I like using a malt vinegar, but there is no set rule to it. White vinegar and apple cider vinegar are also equally as good. Apple cider vinegar is really good because it has its own individual taste. It's a little bit sweeter, and white vinegar is definitely a bit more tart. It's a bit more tart. So it just comes down to your personal taste. I love apple cider vinegar too. In fact, I use apple cider vinegar to make my relishes because it has that little bit of sweetness in there. In fact, I used apple cider vinegar to make my tomato relish. I use white vinegar for cleaning. So did I. My wife and I had a cleaning business for many years, and we use vinegar in everything. Of course, we had to put some sort of aromatic in it because white vinegar isn't aromaless. Yeah, and so yeah, painting houses. So you'll let that just bubble over, and then you'll test. Thanks heaps for advice. Try and make and let you know how it turned out. Fingers crossed. Does look? You have to approach. You have to approach it confidently, and just don't. And it's simple. You don't have to stir it or anything. Just every um, 15 to 20 minutes, you just check the firmness or the softness of the onion as you go. Keep tasting, keep tasting the juice as you go, and you're doing it to your taste. This is for your house, all right? So just keep tasting it as you go. Keep testing the firmness how you go, because you know how you like your pickled onions. Yeah. So just make sure that after you've peeled your onions, you give them a good old wash. Give them a good clean. And if you're going to put them in jars, make sure you sterilize your jars well. Right? And that's just chucking your jars in boiling water for about 50 minutes. Hi, Miss Southern Belle. How are you doing? Oh, we're doing fine here. Welcome to the chat. We were just talking about how to do pickled onions, and we were talking about Danny May's garden, and trying to get Manuel's, trying to convince him to do a indoor gardening. Hope your day doing good. Well, it's just clicked over to 1 a.m. in the morning over here in Western Australia, Miss Southern Belle. Yes, go and put in jars. I got heaps. Yes, we'll make sure you that they're cleaned thoroughly, and you sterilize your jars. Sterilize your jars, painting houses. So the best way to do that is just get a big pot, chuck them into boiling water, and then just let them boil over for about 15 minutes, a rapid boil. Then take them out, sit them upside down on a clean cloth, and then you're good to go. You are good to go. Nice to meet everyone. Miss Southern Belle, saw your awesome shout out the other day. Oh, you so cracked me up, your videos. There's, so awesome. And yeah, I do, every time your name pops up with my notification, I always click onto that just so I can see just how your personality shines. Oh, you're welcome, painting houses. Yeah, let us know. Just like I said, go into it confidently, like you've been knowing you've been doing it for all these years. You don't reuse the lids when canning. It depends what kind of lids you're using. Depends. Like the AG jars back at home, you reuse them and reuse them. Some of the jars that they sell here on the cheap, they have the wax lids on the top, and the wax lids are really good because they expand when the heat hits them, and that's just the kind of seal you want. So I guess it depends on what sort of lids. I guess if they're just like jars that you use, that you get from from pasta sauces, or jars from fruits or other pickles, you'd want to use different lids for sure. Do you freeze your food? I do freeze some of my food, and fruit as well. So I got a whole heap of broccoli one day, and I just blanched them like really quickly. Steam blanched them as well. I didn't boil blanch them, I steam blanched them, and then chucked them straight into the freezer after they cooled down. And I've been using them for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks. And they're still as green as the day that we found them. Do I have a dehydrator for my fruit? No. No. But in my culture, we do have a method of dehydrating food, especially fruit and leaves, because in my in New Zealand, they're pre-colonialized before they introduced things like pigs and cattle and stuff like that. Um, our main staple diet was berries, root vegetables, um, for, flora and fauna. There was no meat aside from bird life, and rats, or kiori we call them, kiori. Um, so we had a way of dehydrating our food, and we called our fish also too, fish, eels, and seafood. So, but we had a method of dehydrating. It was called pāwhara, and it turned out like some of the fruit that we dehydrated turned out like a jerky, like literally like a jerky. There's this big, massive tree. It's called the $1 million fruit salad tree in New Zealand, but it's actually the cabbage tree genus, and it's a huge straight trunk with no leaves growing in it except for right at the top, and underneath the canopy is this large bowl-like trunk, I guess the best way to describe it. So that would be cut down, right, and all the leaves would be cut off and then sliced right across, and then you would pulp the middle of it, and it would taste like fruit salad, I guess. That's why they called it what it did. But that was for them to eat it at special occasions immediately, but otherwise they would slice them into huge thick steaks and then dehydrate them, and they would call that pāwhara. Yeah. Whew. Um, Guys, really hate to end our live short. I just got a text message from my wife. She's got a really early start in the morning, and it's starting to get really late. So I am going to bid everyone a good night tonight. It's been so awesome talking with you all, and just want to say hi and bye to Danny May and Painting Houses, Miss Southern Belle. I so appreciate you guys, coming in, and I really value your time coming on here and spending it with us this morning or this afternoon. Rosalie, thank you guys so much for coming on as well. Manuela, awesome, thank you so much. Debbie as well. It's been great talking to you guys. I really love coming on this time of night just so I can touch base with you guys. Southern Belle also. Maori Baby, thank you all you guys for really appreciate you all. Grab It coming on. Thank you so much, Grab It. Irene, of course. Debbie, such a blessing to have you as a part of this community and part of my family. Love you guys so much, and yeah, just such a blessing and a pleasure to be able to share, our life's experiences and the things that we that are the same but different in our neck of the woods and in your neck of the woods. So just want to bless you all, and I hope you guys have a fabulous day ahead, and stay safe out there. Look out for yourselves and look out for someone else that needs a hand. Always remember to smile, because it's free, it doesn't cost anything, and it changes someone's life like in an instant. Just by putting a smile on your face, you can put a smile on someone else's face. So always remember that, and stay blessed and give thanks for everything that we receive in our lives, because there's someone out there, and we know this for sure, that are a lot worse off than ourselves. So we always keep them in our minds and our hearts and in our prayers. So it's a good note from me, and wish you all well for the rest of the day. And bye for now.